Good morning and happy Tuesday, Pretend Monday for everybody. Hope that your Labor Day weekend was a good one. Maybe you worked yesterday, and if you did, thank you so much. If not, hopefully you found some time to, I don't know, take a nap, which we don't get to do very often. I did. Fantasy football draft, nap, and then vacuum the house. It's a good Labor Day. Anyways, I hope kiddos are ready to come back to school or ready to get them back to school and get into this learning that we have. This month, we do have our beginning of year universal screeners taking place. We call it MAP and also M class at the younger grade levels for reading. So our MAP testing for K-5 is math. For 2-5, they do it for reading as well for MAP. M class is kindergarten through second grade. It is reading, and then of course, MAP for math. So once we get these universal screeners taken, it gives us a beginning of year baseline of where all the kiddos are in their reading and math. It is data that we will share with you towards and throughout the end of September, and then end of October when we have parent conferences with all of our families, go over them in depth and make sure that you know where your kiddos are starting, what we're doing to grow them, what we're doing to close gaps, and what we're doing to accelerate if we need to. So that is happening this month because it's September already. Grandparents' lunches are happening this week, so make sure that you check out the time for your child's grade level. I believe today is Pegasus and ECSE kindergarten and second grade. Grandparents can check in the front office, make sure they have their ID. They can buy lunch. I think it's $4.60 for lunch or something like that, or they can bring lunch, which most grandparents do because most of them may not want to eat the school lunch, which is understandable. We have been sending out texts and emails about the required consent forms that families need to sign. As of Friday, we had 261 consent forms. As of yesterday, those consent forms needed to be filled out, whether you're opting in or out, to some of the services that are available on our campuses. That means like our counselor cannot do guidance lessons on how to make smart choices or having confidence in the work you do, peer conflict, any sort of character traits. That's where Miss Ray would go into classrooms and do guidance on topics that all of us engage with throughout our lives. If you do not fill out those consent forms, she cannot do that with your children. Of course, individual counseling with our counselor comes with a different level of consent, but this is a big deal for us because we do want her to share messages with students about kindness and wellness and all the things that we do to make sure we make it through our day in a mentally healthy way. She does not provide psychiatric services or anything like that. This is strictly for our guidance lessons on campus. So if the consent is not filled out, with the option of just being able to participate in the guidance lessons or the full services that she provides, then she cannot do that in our building. So please make sure you get that done. The consent is in your Skyward. Also, health services. Nurse Shelby cannot tend to your kiddo. I'm talking not even give a Band-Aid in some cases if that consent is not complete. Checking fevers, all of those things, any sort of medical need, she would have to call the parent and you would have to come get them to provide the medical services. It's explained in the consent form, so if you could please get into Skyward and get that done is very, very important. The deadline was yesterday, so please make sure that you get that done. I believe it says September 5th, but our counselor cannot provide guidance anymore as of September 1st, so we are really looking to get those consent forms filled out for counseling services and then non-emergency health services. If there is a health emergency, of course, we will call 911. That is out of our control. We will make sure our kids are safe and healthy. But the non-emergency services, vomiting, diarrhea, any sort of bump on the head, those types of things that come with a little cut, bruising from falling down on the playground. Those are things that she would need to take a look at, and without that consent cannot do so. So make sure you get it done. All right, our PTA has lots of stuff coming up. On September 4th at 6 o'clock is our grandparents bingo. The order form for Chick-fil-A is closed. It closed yesterday at 5. So if you want to bring dinner, you can bring anything you'd like from outside. If you order Chick-fil-A, it will be here for you when you're ready. But we are so excited. Grandparents Bingo is just a blast. And so we're excited to see all of our grandparents. Our annual fundraiser is going to be kicking off on today. And so it's going to be simple. It is like no selling, no door knocking, no catalogs, just 100% of whatever you decide to donate comes back to our school. And along the way, we have tons of incentives for every student in the building, whether they participate in the fundraiser or not. So just please read up on that. The flyer is included in this newsletter. We are having a spirit night at Sonic, and that is going to be happening on September 16th from 4 to 8. This is where you go have dinner, and a percentage of what you spend comes back to our campus. It's an easy way for us to fundraise, but also get together with our community, have some Sonic drinks, some hot dogs, some tater tots. There used to be a tater tot eating contest. I don't know what's happening, but we do have that at Sonic coming up on September 16th, so mark your calendars for that. And then we are looking for some PTA student membership sponsors. So if you're a business or a company that wants to sponsor some of our students to join, our students will be able to do some special things throughout the year that are PTA members. And so we do like to sponsor those students. If your child is not a member, you can help them become a member by going to joinpta.org and signing them up as well. Doesn't have to just be adults. Children can also be PTA members, which is great because it shows that commitment to our school. In case you're wondering, I take pictures of what I'm supposed to talk about, so that's why I keep looking down because it's on my phone. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. Birthday treats, please remember no cupcakes, no store-bought cupcakes, no homemade cupcakes, no donuts, no cookie cake. They have to be individually wrapped. So cosmic brownies, Rice Krispie treats, Nella wafers, pretzels, whatever you want to send it from a box that's in a bag. The box has a nutritional value on it. We will send the cupcakes back. One, we want to make sure that all of our friends who have allergens get what they want for a birthday treat if they are celebrating in the classroom. But most importantly, it's about the time it takes to serve, the mess it makes. And so we do not require the teachers to celebrate in the classrooms. You can send treats. Individually wrapped items can be sent home if there is not time to stop and celebrate with the snack eating. Most of the time, the teachers do provide that time. But if not, it is something that can be easily placed in a backpack and sent home. Also 24 hours advance notice. That way we do have students that have some allergies and cannot have some of those treats, allows them to bring something as a replacement treat if they do the celebration in the classroom. We're not trying to be mean or disrespectful, but we do want to make sure that we follow this birthday treat policy for our campus and also celebrate your kiddo's birth because it's really important that they were born. They also get a birthday duck here at school. They get announced on announcements, so that's a pretty big deal as well. Intramural basketball is coming up. Sign-ups for that for 4th and 5th grade only. Information is in the flyer that is attached to this newsletter. Please make sure you scan the QR code, and if you're interested in being a coach, they do take parent volunteers for that. Application for free and reduced lunch and meal information is attached. The application to that on our website is also linked. If you were on free and reduced last year, you have to reapply this year. If you were and you have not, we will make sure to reach out to you to make sure that's something that you may or may not need any further. So please look into that. Our handbook for the 2025-2026 school year for student and parent is attached. The district has completed that. It does include that late arrival policy that we've been implementing here at school. Thank you to those of you who've been super cooperative. If you've gotten here after 7:35, walked your kids in, signed them in, we appreciate that. Our tardiness is getting much better, and it's really, really impressive. And so thank you for that. Virtual Lost and Found, again, click on the link. If something looks like it belongs to your child, please type their name and we'll get it back to them in their classroom. But again, put your name in your kiddos' lunch boxes, backpacks, water bottles, hoodies, anything that is not attached to them. Okay, make sure their name or initials and grade level are on that. And then lastly, you can nominate your kiddos for GT. So that's happening. Deadline is October 1st. Okay. Any questions that you may have, please call the office and let us know. We hope that you have a fantastic week, and hopefully we'll see you at Grandparents Bingo. All right, guys, have a great one, and caca.